Well, sadly today's start of the trip was lost because I was certain I had transferred the video and it was gone. I was very sorry about that. So we recap at the first charge stop. The sleep at the hotel was very nice, good beds, and a perfectly okay place to stay. As for the trip to the supercharger, it was uneventful, a bit of the morning queue and a mix of motorway and Bundesstraße. So, all in all, a very nice start of the trip. And then I will return you back to the video. Here we are then, at the Rheinfeld supercharger. Here you have an Aldi, and you have a jet station, and an Opel, and a McDonald's.
It's a very big place.
Yeah, and there's a Blockstube or something. So we're gonna have some breakfast now. We straight up to 164. That's nice. We did 113 kilometers from the hotel, 204 total. And yeah, I don't think that's bad at all, really. We've already passed 1,000 kilometers on the trip so far. And then it's just breakfast in Berlin. And then we'll try and see if the Opel dealer has these stickers we need. And now we're off again at 96%, and we've been here 40 minutes. But we haven't stressed. We've got our food, we had our coffee, we had our breakfast. I really need someone to remind me of why we're gonna have these 15 minutes charge stops, because I don't need them. I never need them, and I don't understand why anybody should need them. 354 kilometers of indicated range, and we are going to... This is the Tesla dealership outside Berlin to get this oblat thingy we need. And on the road there, do we need...
we shall stop.
We have to. It's 299 kilometers to the dealership, but we probably should have to stop somewhere. Once again, the big German stops really aren't like anybody else. It's nice. It's clean. A lot of. The food is good and all of that. Now I'm gonna clean the windscreen. I'm sorry, I haven't done that before. And then we will keep on trucking, as it were. We had a short blast now up to, what was it, 190? 200. What did we do? We did touch 200. Oh, that's nice. I must say that I'm out of training and going quickly. But the car was stable and nice. A little bit of wandering sideways, but not very much. It's relatively quiet in the cabin as well. I mean, yes, there's some wind noise from the glass roof, but it's not as much as you should think, really. Now we're in the middle lane, cruising at 130, and that's just fine. Okay, I speak a lot about speed. It's mentioned the last few days in electric cars, and that the IEA's top 10 tips for reducing energy consumption doesn't really apply so much to electric cars because they're inherent total efficiency. But of course there is a cutoff somewhere between speed, charge speeds, and range. Because if you have infinite speed, you have zero range, and it's sort of a balance there somewhere. I think Björn did a test with the Model S, well, this is years ago now. They found that was around 150 kilometers an hour. With the Model 3, with this as a, but this has a 51.5 kilowatt hour battery pack, I think, roughly. Oh, turbine blades! Whee! Yay, wind turbines! They're really, really, really long. And these are small blades. I mean,
yesterday we saw this wind turbine that had, in fact, lost one of its blades.
Yeah,
and it was pointing down to...
buried in the ground.
Yeah.
Right. The power delivery in here is just so smooth. It's like driving on butter. You don't really notice if it's 50, 60, 70, 80, and we have to back off. There's no... It doesn't kick you, it doesn't polish it, you just really notice it.
If you're traveling from the Nordic countries, Scandinavian countries down to the continent, taking the Friday run to Duvenstedt-Berlin. I need a place to charge and have some proper food. Go to Rheinfeld.
Yeah, it was
It's
really
right
nice.
by the highway, the main road to Hamburg. The food was good, nice toilets.
You changed the traveling route.
No.
Yeah, you did. Or you put in a charger somewhere.
Yeah, yes I did.
Harsbrunn, Hars something.
Are you going up on the...
No, rather not. This is not gone in 60 seconds. And this is not a Ford. What was it? GT500.
Or the Norwegian Bernie.
Yeah. So we really.
Well, the Harsbrunn will be there in under 2 hours.
Okay.
So,
Because we need to go to Berlin and then we need to have some charge to get out of Berlin again.
yeah. And in fact, I think we have to have power enough to get to Berlin and back to Harsbrunn.
Yeah, but didn't you find some charging?
Yeah, it was a
in
slow
Berlin?
charging outside the hotel,
Yeah.
but it's Eon, and I know Eon is expensive.
They can't charge that much for just a normal type 2 charger session.
$4.95
Yeah, that's not bad.
kilowatt hour.
It's not far from cheap, but you know, it's livable. What does Tesla charge around here? Probably around the same, I would imagine.
58 cents.
So it's about the same then.
Yeah.
And I must say, the Germans, they have this big Tankstelle and the
Truck stops.
and the Autohof and all of that. It really is. It's not just a cheap kind of service station. It's just so much more than that.
To see how you really built some truck stops and places for both trucks and families to
Yeah.
stop and have a decent break. Nowadays we have had so many accidents because people are tired, people are stressing.
But the problem is people coming with their 2-liter Audi diesels and they're going to pass by 2 caravans and they just don't have the power to do that safely within a stretch of road. It's just crazy.
But if we had these places to do a proper stop, maybe people would stop there. Not this shitty stops with dirty toilets that maybe doesn't have water or maybe doesn't have the amenities.
True. But at the same time, some people are, and this is mostly men, stressed, and they think they drive a NASCAR and they have their family with them and they put everybody in danger, and that's just... Yes, I know I talk about going fast, I know I talk about 150 kilometers on the Autobahn, but that's different. This is a road that's just built for speed. It's not but you have to be awake, you have to keep it, but that's not the same thing. If you're going on a vacation, chill out, don't stress, use your adaptive cruise if you have one, because it does keep you at distance and it makes the trip a little bit safer because you have a safety net around
Do you know what the best part is? You know what the best thing is? Be a passenger. That's very relaxing. I remembered another thing about this stops. Many of them have toilets that is for disabled people.
But normally it is 5 cents, 5 euro cents.
Yeah.
Bring some coins. Most places also take cash, but just keep it in mind, everybody. Look at that. I calculated the average speed of 140.3 or something. 140 kilometers an hour. It's been 213 kilometers. We arrived with 13%, so we could have done maybe to 20. There's a lot of chargers here. Superchargers, elligable chargers. And there, the Shell has their own chargers. You don't really need any more power than this SR Plus. I mean, you can dispatch almost anything with it once you're rolling. It's
hot here.
yeah, it's almost 30 degrees outside. So I need to go to the toilet, and I'm gonna clean the car a little bit, I think. That was another short pit stop of around 20 minutes. And we just spoke earlier today about bring your money, because the toilet and stuff, and we forgot. So, but thankfully you could pay in the cash register and you would be let into the toilet. Yeah, now we just have 1 hour down to the dealership, and then we go to the city.
The supercharger now had some Norwegian cars. Both an S and X and Y, so it became a Norwegian sexy.
Haha, and did it?
Norwegian sexy time.
Yeah. There have also been cars from the Netherlands and a lot of Danes and some German cars as well. But yeah, how would you rate this supercharger?
Not the best, but not the worst.
I think the first one we were today were really nice.
Rheinfeld was very nice.
They had a restaurant here as well. We have not tried that because we're not hungry. We just got some water.
Did it?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah.
Survived Berlin, which is fantastic. Now let's take you for a tour, shall we? There's the hat. Here is the patio. It's really nice. So, yes, you can say we have. Hello, Robert.
Hello.
This is a surprise, isn't it?
I knew about it.
And a TV. Kitchen. Nice open kitchen with everything you need, really. A big bathroom, toilet. I have bedroom, workstation, cupboards and stuff for your they're a very, very warm, small kind of cozy place. I guess it's nice in the winter. You can see it down there. You can see the Porsche too. And there's charge points down here, by the way. In the middle of Germany. And that's some fancy building. So we've gone from simple to rather not simple at all. And slightly more expensive. But of course the car is in a garage. You have everything you need here. And this is an apartment. So it's Clipper. What is it called, Robert? Clipper City Hotel?
Huh?
Clipper City Hotel.
Clipper City.
Yeah, apartments probably.
Yeah.
We've been there once before and it's really nice. Now we'll get ourselves installed. I want a bear, actually.
Welcome to Clipper City Home Apartments.
Yes. It's not the cheapest place in Berlin. It's not the most expensive either. but it isn't a very expensive part of town. I look around there and I wonder what's rebuilt is rebuilt and what was left. Because all of this was rubble 8 years ago. Most of it anyway. It is indeed where everything concerning Europe for the next 50 years were to be decided in 1945. And that's one of the reasons why I like coming back here, because you never really know it, but there's always something special about the city.
Yeah.
Driving through the city center, it was okay. It's so much people and bicyclists, and the cars are so parked on the side, so you don't really know what's coming and going in the
pedestrians.
Yeah, the pedestrian crossings. You don't really see anything. You just have to chance it's okay, and people stay where they're supposed to stay put. But we survived Berlin, or Berlin survived us. I don't really know.
Yeah, I think you did a good job.
You already seen the room. It's actually an apartment. It's I guess you could sort of call it a suite.
Yeah, they call it executive apartment.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. And on the street side here, just on the side from the entrance to this apartment complex, is a fabulous Italian restaurant. We have been here once before. What, 4 years ago?
3.5 years ago.
Yeah. Of course, because of COVID, everything has been compressed, and your sense of time is completely idiotically never correct. Because it's just a few years. It isn't a few years. It's 4 years ago, more or less, because you have compressed a year and a bit, a year and maybe 2 years even, and depending on where in the world you've been with the lockdowns, and it's just a mess.
More than that for somebody in Australia and New Zealand and those parts. They have had lockdowns even longer. So
yeah, they just locked down the entire island because it's an island, so you can do that kind of thing. Great Britain can't because they need supplies. But that wasn't what we were supposed to talk about.
When we talked about going to Berlin, the first place I checked was here, and what prices they could give us a day in advance, middle of the summer, middle of the vacation.
Yeah, and all of Germany is starting vacation around right now.
Yeah. So the difference between this and the apartment we had last time. The apartment we had last time was
similar but smaller.
Yeah, similar but smaller, and didn't have the patio. And the price difference was what, 30-35 euros in total.
Okay, over 2 days.
Over 2 days. So I thought,
it's negligible.
And when I saw the AC wasn't working, I just thought, okay,
that's an opportunity to haggle.
We put those money, and I could also ask for getting the extra bed for some cheaper price. Tomorrow and Wednesday, tomorrow is Tuesday. They are forecasting around 35 degrees here in Berlin, so it's gonna get hot.
Yeah, it is. There's some nice wine there.
Yeah.
And that Italian restaurant we were there eating today, the Sagratino. Yeah. It's a really nice place. It's a really nice place. It's
I think it's family.
I think so too, because a few of the same people were there now as they were the last time, and it's a really, the food it's homemade, it's delicious.
Yeah.
Service is good. It's just curbside, so you can't really miss it, and it's central.
Yeah.
Maybe there's cheaper places around, probably. It's worth checking out, if nothing else.
Of course, if you are in Berlin and are in this area, of course, check it out.
Yeah, you're in the middle of the city, actually.
just some stone throws that way. We have Brandburger, we have Checkpoint Charlie that way.
Yeah, and you also have the Reichskanzler building.
Reichstag.
Yeah, the Reichstag. So you know.
And
Yeah.
here you don't get looked strange at if you come on a restaurant and talk English. You don't get seen strange at them. Oh no, we don't have place for you.
Yeah,
Of
like
course.
yesterday, they were suddenly full.
Come inside.
The
Yeah.
trip was a trip. It was uneventful.
Yeah.
I had a few top speed runs. But I think we saw 210 today.
On the speedometer?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then it was perfectly okay. Car was stable, no problem. It just keeps on pulling. It's just astonishing. It doesn't have all that much power. The big shimmer things. I mean, 300. I think it's 320 peak or something, and it's not really that much. And it just delivers. It's just so smooth.
But one thing you mentioned in the video that wasn't taped, when you're going downtown to Berlin, get this emission sticker at
Yeah.
the what do you
Dekra.
call- Dekra?
Dekra guaranteed has it, and probably others as well, but Dekra has it, guaranteed.
Yeah, and Dekra will find a lot
Everywhere.
of places.
They're big. They're big.
Yeah.
They're everywhere.
So
And
10 euros and pay in cash.
bring cash. That's important. I accidentally had 10 euros in pocket. That's just pure luck.
So, and you need it because you get fined.
And you can find 500 euros. So it's a big fine. I don't want that.
No.
It's a lot of money for just missing out on a sticker.
500 euros is 2 nights here. So there you got the price.
Yeah. You do the math.
That's for 2 nights here plus parking 2 nights. So the parking wasn't the cheapest either. So. But the car is safe.
Yeah, the car is safe. But on the outside here, there's actually curbside charging.
Yeah. And you have on the next quarter,
Yeah.
you have elligable.
Which you can use the blue Elbilföreningen charging RFID chip on.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more about that tomorrow probably.
Now we're gonna enjoy the wine.
So I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Take care.
Comment, subscribe, and all that things.
Yeah, let's see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye bye.